This is your Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So we're going to take a look here today at crude oil and at natural gas, as usual. And today we're going to throw in the old mix CRK, which is Comstock Resources, which is a nice natural gas play. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have CRK. Now, this is a natural gas play, and the reason I like this one is Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, owns, I think, 88% of this company, okay? So this does mainly natural gas, but they also do oil, and I think right now the natural gas is in play here. We'll look at the charts here a little bit. So you got to figure with Jerry Jones, his ego, which can barely fit in that Dallas stadium, I don't think he's going to let this thing slide anytime soon. So this has always been a good trade now. Now, it's not really what you call like the big mover, but it's kind of like a buy and hold if you can get the right situation. Okay, so let's take a look at the charts. Now, you can see here where you rallied up here at 1239. Then we came down to kind of retested it here at 1165. Then we came right on off here, and this was like a bear flag situation. It came right down. But however, what we did is you came down and you held that 200-day, which is also always very, very nice. Now you can see here where we have this right off the 200-day, and now she's rallying up here very, very nicely here. Okay, so we put in a little bit lower low, but that's usually a bottom and tail situation if it can hold. That's going to be the key. Now you look at the RSI here, you can see where it's going to try to move on up here. This is a bearish cross here, the green over the red. But again, if that can keep rallying up here, this would be, we'll curl right back up here and we can have this nice run just like we had here. Okay, so here's where we look at the downside. You want to watch this key level right here, this 200-day. That's 959. That's going to be very, very crucial. Then again, if that's lost, we just follow the candles here all the way down. You got a 942 level here, and then what we're going to do is we can come all the way down here. You got 890, we have 864, we have all the way here at 815. Then we come down here to your basically your retest at 774 level here. Okay, so if it drops down, you're not going to have that big of a drop situation here. Okay, so when you bring this candle right on over, what you have is you got that 864, which is basically that price channel, which is now moving up here. Okay, so now what we want to do is on the upside, what we want to watch is we want to watch the bottom of these candles here. This is going to be key. Okay, so you have to look at that 997. All right, and then what we'll do up here, we look at this candle here. Okay, we're looking at here at a 1007, and then we start getting into all the simple moving averages. Okay, so 1025 is what you're looking for here, 1044 on your 21-day, then you have your 100-day here sitting at 1048, then we have your 8-day sitting here at 1048 also here. So you have a lot of big resistance going on here, but this is actually a nice good scalp. I'm doing a scalp right now here and see if I can run it up at least to the 50-day or maybe even up to that 21-day. But if this can keep moving on up here, you can have a good retest 1165 and maybe even 1239 here. Okay, so when we look at here on the past, okay, so you always want to go back inside. See, we had a high here of 21.85. Now, natural gas is sitting right down here at the $2.27 level here. So it's going to be a matter of time before natural gas is going to rip higher. And this is a really good play here on natural gas here if you just want to take a, trade a stock kind of a situation here. So when we look at the weekly chart, you can see here we just have like a sideways kind of action. So what you want to do is it needs to get back up to this 1239 level, and then we can, carry it all the way back up here where you have your 1339, and then we can just follow these price channels all the way across here. Okay, so you got today 1479, see that? And then we have your 1607. We come all the way up here to your 1880, and then we'll have on top of this candle at 2117, and then all the way over here to 2185 here. The key is going to be right there, that price channel at that 1239 level here. But now you can see here where the price channel has moved up, and your trading range is basically 774 to 1239 level here. We're sitting pretty much in the center, but let's just see if this thing could run right on up here nicely. And actually, I say this is a good trade. It's not what I call a daily trade, but it is a lot of times when it gets in the low position like this, it's a good run all the way on up kind of a situation. Okay, so even when you look like to the past level, see, you got all the way down here to 707, and then you ran all the way up here to 1239. But see, at a stock that's 707 here, I just go in there and buy 50,000 shares. Well, what could you make here if you just had that all the way and rode that all the way on up here? Now, I didn't ride the whole thing up here, but I did catch it on this bounce right here, and I ran it all the way up here at the top of this level right here. So I did have a really good run here in the old stock. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart. And I can see we had a little pop up here. Now, again, I mean, a very, very minor. Now, crude oil actually had a huge draw today. Okay, now I have all these numbers posted here for you out here after the when the pits close. I'll have all these numbers posted here for you. But right now, I say crude had a draw of 6.87 million, so that was pretty good. Cushing had a draw of 1.14 million. Your production is at 13.3 million. Your distillates even had a draw of 0.371 million, which is very unusual because they've been having builds and they're expecting a build. So the only thing that didn't really come off there very good was gasoline. Gasoline actually had a build here. So crude oil, you're going into the seasonality here. Again, I have a short position. I do scalp it here on the long side, but I'm still maintaining that short position in the SNO with the SCO ETF. Okay, so what do we have here is what we're looking at here on the downside. So far today we had that low of 68.92. We're looking here for this 68.82. Okay, so we had a little bit higher low here, but you can see here we have that topping tail situation, and that's really what you call not good. Okay, so yesterday we had that rally up, got to 71.46, basically just right to the bottom of that candle. What is it? 71.46. Okay, you couldn't get through there, so we could not rally up. So let's just take a look here at the downside. So what we looked at here is a 68.82, and all you got to do is just look to the candle here. What do you got? 68.80. Okay, you came within 2 cents, 2 freaking cents. I mean, not too bad. Okay, now the next level we're looking at here is 67.71. That's what we're going to look at. And then we're going to look at the bottom of this candle here at 66.80. And then we're going to have here at 65.38. We looked at the bottom of this candle right here, and you got 64.36. And then here's your big target at 63.64. So you got 2 big targets. One is going to be right there, 67.71. And your next big one is going to be that 63.64 level. Now you can see here, it's kind of flattening out here, but doesn't really mean a whole lot. This here, it just looks like it wants to go lower. Your green below your red, this looks very bearish. This looks very bearish. This is very bearish. I don't see any positive here at all, just for scalping, okay? So say it does run up here. Well, obviously you want to watch today's high. We're looking at that 70.82, but realistically, you're looking at that 71.46. That's this level right here, the bottom of that candle. We get above that, you can come up here, 71.76, 72.20, 72.58, but then we're really looking here is at this 50-day, 8-day, here sitting at the 73.23 level. But you can see how everything's rolling. So your 8-day, you're rolled over. 21-day, rolled over. 50-day now is crossed over your 200-day. 100-day, this is completely bearish, okay? Anytime your price is below these simple moving averages here, this is like totally bearish. There's nothing positive here. Plus, you're going into the seasonality. Hurricane season didn't amount to dick as far as disruption in crude oil, so you can see where it's going to go lower. Now, OPEC is already discussing, they're having their meeting on October 2nd here, but they're already discussing 11 of their partners with the volunteer cuts. We're going to get rid of the volunteer cuts and start adding oil as of October 2nd. Now they canceled that, okay? So we got to see here if they're even going to make some more drastic cuts, because this just looks like this wants to go right down here lower at 63, 64 level. That's what it looks like. So once we start losing this 67, 71, she's just going all the way down here, just like right down like a ton of bricks. There's no question about it. You're going to hit that. Now, again, we'll show it if we get down lower that we can go all the way down to 50 area very, very easily. Okay, let's take a look here at natural gas. Okay, now natural gas had really decent numbers. I told you to watch that EIA report, and you can see the movement on the EIA report. Okay, so they were expecting let me just see here. They were expecting a build, I believe. Yeah, okay. They're expecting a build of 28 billion cubic feet, and they only had a build of 13 billion cubic feet. Okay, so now you can see where it's getting closer to where you're going to start getting some draws, and that's going to take natural gas much higher. Okay, so this morning, if you watch my video, I posted on there. I said we were sitting right around here in this 21-day, right above it. I said, first of all, you want to do is watch that 50-day. You get above that 50-day, then what we're going to do, we're going to go right here to this right here, okay, to your 200-day. Now, you got a little bit above that here, so your next level, what we're looking for is here, is 2.299. Now, natural gas got as high as 2.283 today, so that is going to be your resistance. Now, what you're really looking for here is the top of this candle, which is 2.30. Okay, so right there, that's your price channel. That's why these blue lines are just price channels, and all they are just tops and bottoms of candle, but it makes your life a lot easier. Instead of, hey, oh, where I'm looking for here, all you got to do is click on that price channel there, and there you are, okay? So once we get a close above that 2.30, then we can rip up much, much higher here, okay? So then we're starting looking at situations here at 2.34 here. We have, you got 2.35, we got 2.38, and then we come all the way up here, basically 4.5. We can rally up here 2.48 and then just start taking right up there to 260 and all the way on up here. Okay, so natural gas, I'm long from this area right here, and I do scalp it. So what I did is I cut that UNG loose here today, and I got lucky because not really lucky. I put the trade in at 1430. It got as high as 1432. So I clicked my sell order in. Now what I'm doing is just being patient and just waiting on there because it was a nice good trade today. Yeah, you got to figure UNG got as low as 1380 in regular market, okay, and then as high as 1432. So that's a good trade here when you're doing 5,000 shares, okay? So that's what you got to look at. Now, the key is right there, is you got to watch this 2.30. We close above, then I'll be balls out, okay, with the crude, with the natural gas long, okay? Crude short, natural gas long once we get above this, okay? But I'm long right now, natty gas, 5,000 shares, and I'm scalping 5,000 shares, okay? So look right how we had a nice good engulfing candle, the green, and engulfed the previous days, the low and the high, the whole 9 yards. So we got to see how this all finishes. RSI here looking very, very good. MACD looking very, very bullish. This here, MACD, looked like it wants to curl up here. Very, very nice. Now, when we look at that price channel there, that 230, okay, it lines up very, very nicely here with your 21-day, which is 230, okay? So if you get above that, you're going to instantly go to that 50-day right there pretty easily. You're sitting right at 240, okay? So when she pops, she's gonna rip up much, much higher. So always watch that EIA report because it seems like it's a good market mover now here for the natural gas. Okay, so now remember you're coming into seasonality. And this is the key that you want to watch. Okay, so you get above that, and look at where we can retest all the way up here. Okay, all the way up to 3.159, which will send that UNG probably up towards the $20 area. Okay, so this is what you want to watch here, like on the downsides, okay? So you always got to watch that downside. So watch this level right here, okay? So you're looking at basically 2.22, okay? And then we want to watch that 50-day because now that becomes support level, okay? 2.193, and then if it goes lower, you got this 2.13 to 21-day, and then we have that 8-day at 2.10. But look at this 8-day, how nice this is, curling up here again. You crack above that 21-day and above that 50-day, she can rip much, much higher. Now, I pointed out the other day, see how the green's coming down, the 50-day's coming down, the 21's going up. You're getting pinched, so it's going to explode one way to the other, and I think she's going to go up higher, but the key is you got to close above this 2.30. Not just get up to it, close above it, then she can rip much, much higher. Okay, that's what I got for now. I'll be back here after the pit close, and we'll take a look there at crude oil and at natural gas. But right now, where I stand, I'm crude oil short, natural gas long. Remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.